Today, we're learning about an SCP that can steal your body.
That sounds horrifying!
Unless it can steal my fat, then it's probably a good SCP.
The man wakes up with a start. Did something just bite him? He looks down at his hand.
Oh gosh, it's already
Something definitely bit him. He can see the red welt already forming. He looks around for the culprit, but can't find it anywhere. He really hopes he doesn't have bed bugs. That's the last thing he needs right now. He'll have to keep his eyes open for potential pests. He doesn't want this to happen again, since the spot is already starting to itch and feel uncomfortable.
I would probably get in the shower.
I'm just saying, I've woken up before and had like bumps or like scratches or, you know, a little bit of bleeding happening on my arms, my legs or something. Am I gonna turn into an SCP? Is what I'm trying to say.
I think what Dr. Bob is saying is there might be a chance, Alec.
Wait, why does Alec wake up with bumps and stuff on his body?
He lives in the basement and he doesn't take showers.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of, I think I really need to get an exterminator.
How bad is it down there?
Pretty bad.
Oh gosh.
There's a whole ecosystem down here.
I think you should just take a shower.
Though, with no signs of other bugs. It must have just been a random insect that came inside his house to escape the winter cold.
Nope.
Yeah, no big
The
deal.
spot on his hand felt a little rough for a day or two.
This is gonna get dangerous.
But now he's pretty much forgotten all about it. Now what he really
it's been a couple
needs is
days
some
already.
coffee before sitting down to another coding session.
Let's go.
The man is in his kitchen trying to make a fresh pot of coffee, but finds he's having a hard time. He's not so much making as he is making a mess.
Oh my
He knocks his
gosh.
favorite mug onto the ground, breaking
Bro,
it,
what is that?
and decides that maybe he doesn't need coffee after all.
What is that?
Wait. Did he not see that his hand, like, he had two fingers missing and a giant thing growing out of it? Like, did he not see that?
That his fingers are still his normal fingers. He doesn't realize that he's gotten taken over by this parasite SCP.
How does he not realize? It's literally right there. It's his whole hand. How do you not realize that?
It's almost like imagine like Alex, say you're like 7 years old and you have a full head of hair, and then over time, just like every year and year, you just lose a little bit of hair every time, and eventually you're bald, but you don't notice it. Like it takes a while, it takes a long time.
But
This
Adam,
was overnight.
This has been like one day, and he's missing like 2 or 3 fingers and as an alien growing out of his hand. How do you not notice that?
I like your theory, Adam, but I think more so it's probably that the SCP took over this guy's brain and it's making it not be able to see that it's turning into a parasite.
No, it's in its hand. How could it be in its brain?
it's
That
literally
was
in
the
its
dumbest
hand.
take.
That's
That was
where
the
it
dumbest
starts,
take.
and then it goes up your arm.
No,
and
no
then
way.
where
No.
does it go? To the tallest point.
Jack, you're so dumb. I think the SCP has you.
Guys, you'll see.
A couple of nights later, as the man is watching TV, he starts to cough.
Oh.
Just a
Oh
little
my
at first,
gosh!
But then, more and more. The coughing fits get longer and deeper.
All right, Jack
too,
might have a
like
point.
They are coming from the very bottom of his lungs. He hopes he isn't coming down with something.
Okay, like, does he?
What do you mean? He hopes he isn't coming down with something. Your entire arm is a ball.
He doesn't know that though. But
But how?
He needs to see somebody.
he must not have any friends or family. It's the same thing with these coders, man. It's like Alec. He doesn't go outside.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is his job is to be a coder, so he's probably just at home all day and doesn't even like talk to anyone else or go outside, so no one even sees him. But if anyone in the street saw that, they'd be like, "You're a freak, dude. That's gross."
Well, yeah, he should definitely go outside so that people can tell him that something's wrong. He can go to a doctor, and then the doctor can fix him.
Well, this is the problem, Jack. He thinks that he's sick, so he's not gonna go outside when he's sick, because you want to stay away from people.
Left the house in days, so how could he have? Can bugs transfer colds? He'll have to look it up later. For now, he needs to do something about this cough.
Ew, that
he
is
won't be able to
disgusting.
sleep if it keeps up.
I think
He
I would
needs
just
to go get some medicine.
go at Alex for it with
Oh
a
my
hatchet
gosh.
if I
Gets
saw him.
bundled up and heads out. It's lightly snowing as he walks to the pharmacy.
Here we
and
go.
He can't
Wait, what if the SCP is like airborne? Like it is the cough, and he can cough on other people to spread it.
I'm sure that he probably could. That's how most things spread. And I'm guessing that's what the SCP wants. It doesn't want him to know that he's infected, so that he goes around and then does normal things, and then other people get infected, and then it spreads.
Oh my gosh, that
He is a
horrifying.
super spreader.
They're gonna take over the entire world then.
He can't help but admire the way the moon hangs
This is
in the
terrifying.
sky. A beautiful beacon of light on this dark winter evening. Inside the pharmacy, he finds the cold medicine section and picks out a cough
Ew,
suppressant.
dude.
He takes it to the counter and decides to get a few candy bars too. He's developed a real sweet tooth these last
Bro.
few days. The man starts to cough again.
Ew.
It's a good thing
Oh,
he's
GG's.
getting this
She's
medicine.
dead. She's
getting
dead. She's
spread,
infected.
Several more
She's
days
infected.
pass.
Nobody
and the man
knew
isn't
about his
feeling
right
any
arm?
Better. This
They
cough
couldn't
just
see
won't
it.
go away. He decides
It's
it's
gotta be
finally
worse by
time
now.
to go see a doctor.
Okay, here
As
we
he
go.
sits in the
Finally.
doctor's office waiting room, he does his best to hold in his coughs, but he has a very hard time.
Wait a second, guys. Maybe part of the SCP is making it so that he thinks he has to cover up. Like, his hands are in his pocket. He's wearing long sleeves. It's like he doesn't want anybody to see his arm.
Wait, so he does know that his arm is weird, but he doesn't like care.
It's like a subconscious thing. Like, it's taken over the synapses in this guy's brain. So subconsciously, he thinks that something's weird with his arm so that he doesn't want to show anybody.
I didn't know I was
but he
gonna need a
doesn't
dictionary
realize
for this
that.
video.
You're using really big words.
What's going
now,
on
Jack.
here?
The woman on the other side of the room is coughing too. Strangely, it
the
actually
girl
makes
from
him
the
feel a
CVS.
little better. There must just be something going around. A nurse comes into the waiting room and calls his name.
This is about to
The
get really
doctor
bad.
is ready for him.
Does she?
No!
She has
Dead
it
in the
too.
examination
She has
room when
it
the doctor
too.
enters.
But she's not trying to hide it.
He's
Wait,
looking
was
over
that-
his medical records.
Was that the woman at the counter at the CVS or whatever, the pharmacy?
It was the super cute CVS worker.
Oh my gosh, I thought of that all on my own.
I just said
medical
that.
records and doesn't even
I
look up.
can't believe
from
I
his
remembered
clipboard.
that.
Good job,
He
Alex.
tells the man to take off his shirt
Me.
so that he can be examined, and the man obliges.
He looks horrible.
Okay, let's see what the trouble is. The doctor says.
I think he's gonna
He
find out
finally
very
looks up at
quickly.
the man and screams.
Burn it! Burn it! Burn it with the flamethrower!
The SCP
That is
began to hear
disgusting.
Reports of people's limbs metamorphosing into insectoid appendages, and they knew immediately what they were dealing with.
That looks
This
so
was another
gross.
outbreak of the parasitic limb-transforming insect
I'm gonna throw
known
up.
as
This is awful.
SCP-150.
It just looks like a normal tick.
SCP-150 is an obligate parasite, meaning that it requires a
Oh.
host for the completion of its reproductive
Oh
life
my
cycle.
god.
Wait, Jack, that's a really good point. That looks like a regular insect. What if those things are real? What if that's real? That looks so real.
That's the thing about SCPs that are so scary is a lot of times they're based in reality. So stuff like this could happen and you have no idea if it's an SCP or just like a normal bug.
I'm itching my whole body right now. I'm nervous.
Going outside, I'm never gonna touch grass ever again.
Well, Jack, it happened
It bears a
inside.
visual appearance similar to that of
happened in his
Cymophila
bed.
exigua, another parasite
Whoa,
that
what is
eats the
this?
tongue of a particular type of fish before replacing the
Nah,
tongue with its
Nemo.
Oh,
own.
I've read about this.
SCP-150
But that's a real
engages
thing?
in similar
Yeah, it is.
behavior, though it appears to exclusively affect humans. When a human comes in contact with the small bug-like
I would just
organism,
bop! I would
it
swat
will
that
embed
thing.
itself
Kill
under
it!
its new
Kill
host's
it!
skin.
Ah!
Next, over the course of roughly 7
No,
days,
no,
SCP-150 will
See,
burrow
Adam,
deep
I was
into
telling
its
you.
flesh and begin to cause numerous physiological changes
That
to
is
them.
disgusting.
First and
crawls
most prominently,
all over the insides of your body.
SCP-150 will begin a gradual process of altering the limb that is nearest to the original infection site.
How?
As SCP-150 burrows deeper and
Is anybody
consumes
else
the
itchy?
flesh,
I'm
it excretes a
literally- I can't
substance
even
that
sit
has
down
the
and watch
effect of
this.
replacing the missing sections of the limb with
bro.
polyamorphous material that resembles one of its own appendages. Beneath the chitin, the excreted
It's
substance
flipping us
forms
off.
a rudimentary nervous system that gives the host the ability to control the new limb as if it were their own.
Whoa.
As it feeds, SCP-150 also secretes several chemicals that contain anesthetic, immunosuppressant, and transplant-rejecting properties that
bug
keep the
is a
host's
genius.
body from responding to the changes, or even reacting at all. In
Whoa.
fact, the host will often report that their new limb is completely normal and feels stronger
I'm
and more
fine.
resilient after the transformation.
the
It's
heck?
all good. See, look at me. I'm
SCP-150 will
fine.
continue to feed for approximately 1
What is it
to 2
feeding
weeks,
on?
and as it
Blood.
feeds on the nutrients within its host's body, it will begin to reproduce, creating eggs that it deposits directly into the bloodstream.
This is how it
While the
multiplies.
majority of these eggs will die off, enough usually survive to begin colonizing other parts of the host's body.
Oh my
where they will
gosh.
hatch and repeat the process of feeding
This is
new
insane.
and spreading.
Whoa!
It is theorized that it is capable of reproducing on its own, meaning that a single instance of SCP-150 is all it takes to
So basically, when it infects a person, the person is now the nesting ground for an entire civilization of these bugs.
It
Is he-
seems like it.
Is he about to turn into a bug, like his entire body?
I think eventually that seems to be the case, Adam. And also, it's so crazy that one bug can reproduce like thousands of other bugs.
I'm itchy!
Well, that happens in real life. There's one queen ant that just spits out babies.
Yeah, I bet that there's actually a bunch of eggs or something that are in the lungs, and he's coughing it all up. Like, that's how he's spreading it. I think that's what's happening. Because there's so many of them inside of him, so some are in the lungs that he coughs out.
Jack, get a shower now. Get it out. Get it out. We're never inviting Jack over again.
All right, we gotta go. Go.
create
Watch the
a new
rest.
colony.
I hate this.
Humans
I'm actually really
infected with
itchy.
SCP-150
Jack has-
will
Alec
sometimes
has a lot of
report slight
bugs in his
discomfort
basement.
and issues with their fine motor skills during this period.
Well, yeah,
but will
he doesn't
usually
have
not
a
express any
opposable
knowledge of
thumb.
what might be causing this. Eventually, SCP-150
I called
eggs
it.
will
Wait.
reach the host's lungs,
No.
where the process of assimilating continues, this time replacing the lungs themselves. During this process,
Replacing
more
the lungs?
eggs will be produced, laid, and then spread out of the body by the host's coughing.
I called it.
Alec,
As many as
you're
10,000
genius.
eggs will
Oh
be
my
produced
gosh.
during this period, approximately
Oh my
1% of
gosh.
which will survive being expelled,
That's
find another
1,000
host,
eggs.
and implant themselves. The assimilation
it's 100.
process then spreads to the central nervous system, including the spinal cord and brain. But strangely, the host will show no signs that their consciousness or behavior have been affected in any way.
Comment down below.
In interviews with hosts of SCP-150, those who are unaware that they are
Whoa,
infected
okay.
have not expressed any knowledge of changes happening in or out of their
Knowledge.
body.
I would think
When
someone's playing a
subjects are
prank
made
on me.
aware that they have been infected, they will be able to point out the site of the original infection.
So do you guys think that it takes over the entire body? Like eventually he's just going to turn into like a human-sized bug?
I think so.
Well, it seems like this infection has been happening to him for a while, and it's only taking over his arm. It's definitely taking over the entire insides of his body, though. I don't know what's going on in there.
I think
so I don't know if it's going to
eventually-
transform the rest of his
I
body.
think
or not.
eventually he's just going to be a bug. And we got to squash that bug for good.
I think they need to just burn his body alive. I mean, I know it sounds cruel, but just get a flamethrower, right? Just
That's a
little
human!
one.
What are you guys doing?
Just,
What are you...
Just a little flamethrower and just burn everything. Just
That's
I
murder!
actually
That is
agree.
murder! Guys, just give him some NyQuil, let him sleep it off.
Adam, he's gonna become a super spreader and he's gonna spread all over you, and then you're gonna want to burn him.
Call me a slice of bread. Let him
And
spread.
agree that a change has taken place, but they seem to have no ill will towards their new chitinous appendages, and will often express positive
waving?
feelings about it. In order to better study the effects of SCP-150
No.
under SCP Foundation
We're gonna do
control,
experiments on these
two
guys.
D-class personnel,
Yep.
That's so messed
D13732
up. R.I.P.
and D016002,
That is really messed up.
But
were
they're like
both
criminals and
infected with
stuff,
the
Alex, so-
parasites, and the assimilation
Still
process
messed
was
up.
allowed to
Yeah,
fully
it is. It's
progress
still messed
through
up.
all the stages. Following signs that D016002 was experiencing swelling of the brain, a decompressive
Oh.
craniotomy
You're
was
genius.
performed,
Oh.
a procedure in which a portion of the skull is removed in
I
order
remember
to
this
relieve
part.
pressure on the brain.
Oh my god.
Ew.
This surgery had the added benefit of giving Foundation researchers the chance to look at SCP-150's progress firsthand.
Adam, you might want to
But
close your
after
eyes.
a flap of her skull
This
was
gets a little
removed,
queasy.
The attending scientists did not find that her brain was swelling. They
Ew!
didn't
Don't look
find
at
the
him, don't
brain at
look.
all, but instead
Okay, look.
observed numerous instances of SCP-150 in the cavity where her brain should be.
Lord have
The defects had
mercy!
been partially
Wait, how is she still
skull,
alive?
but remained conscious during the procedure, and the scientists asked her several simple questions to which she was perfectly able to answer.
She is just a bug at this
They
point.
began removing some of the parasites, and as they did so, her answers became slower.
They're like
and less
brain
clear.
cells.
Whoa.
It appeared that the SCP-150 instances had not just eaten and replaced her brain.
Oh my
they
gosh.
had become her brain.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
gosh.
For the
Whoa.
next experiment, they would use the instances
my gosh,
of
they just cut his head off.
SCP-150 that had been removed from D13732's nervous system after he had been euthanized following the discovery that his entire nervous system had also been replaced entirely
Oh my-
by
okay, I agree with the
SCP-150.
flamethrower now.
The
Yes, that's
parasites
what I'm
taken from
talking
his
about,
brain
Adam.
cavity were
We gotta
placed
get rid of
into
these bugs.
D016002s, and the
Whoa.
results were nothing short
They're
of
doing
incredible.
a brain bug
After
transfer.
observing a period of time where the organisms appeared to move and rearrange themselves within
They're like
her skull,
connecting, like,
she
neuro
regained consciousness.
system.
Oh, she's back.
Once awake,
They, like,
not only
revived her
did
with
cognitive
bugs.
functions
But
immediately
she
improve,
No, she
is
runs
now
she
a
was
he.
asked to state her name. She told them it was Michael,
Whoa.
D13732's name.
They fused.
It is unknown why SCP-150 engages in this peculiar life cycle, but the danger it poses to humans and the difficulty in keeping it
I think these are
contained
aliens.
has led the SCP Foundation to classify it as Keter.
Yes,
Some
super
of
dangerous.
the more erudite researchers have taken to calling the parasite the Ship of Theseus, a play on the philosophical notion that questions whether something that has had all of its parts replaced is still fundamentally the same, or if it has become
Oh,
something new.
there's the final
It's
form.
different. It's
Perhaps
different.
The
That's gotta be the
observation
final
of
form.
those infected with
Burn it.
SCP-150
We
can
need to see
shed
the final
some
form.
light on this
Burn it.
millennia-old question. Infected patients who are being studied are to be kept in Level 3 biohazard containment
wait, so that's
cells
it? It's just
with
one
never
body
more
part?
than one infected host per cell. Cultures of SCP-150 adults and eggs are kept in vacuum-sealed glass flasks
But what
in
if
the
they
Site
get out?
42 Infectious
Yeah.
Materials Lab.
How does
and
this
the
not
Foundation's
spread
standard
like crazy?
pathogen handling procedures are required to be followed at all times. Should any instance of SCP-150 be found outside of containment,
Yes!
it is to be immediately
Nice, Jack.
incinerated.
Yeah.
Now go and watch another entry from the files of Dr. Bob.
If you guys enjoyed that SCP video and want to watch another awesome one, make sure to click right here.
Do it if you dare.